Hey guys, what's up? Sorry, my hair's a total disaster. It was up and now it's all not. Anyways, today we're gonna do some art. I'm in the office right now, so if it looks a little bit different, that's why I'm not at home or anything, unfortunately. But they're cleaning out there. Basically, I want to give you guys like a intro on how to do pet portraits. And what I mean by that is kind of like this lesson on like drawing what you see. And I know that I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this numerous times now at this point. But I'm going to use this little adorable little puppy that I found this example of. And we're going to draw it. And I'm going to show you how I do that, basically. So this is the cutie pie that I found. Just a basic headshot of a dog. So it's a little pug. So hopefully this works because again, I don't have like a ring light or anything super duper. So I'll be showing you the phone and showing you this all at the same time. So wish me luck. I really should be using a pencil just to kind of sketch stuff out. You know what? I'm gonna use this colored pencil. Perfect. All right, so without further ado, let me get you looking down here at Merry Christmas at this page, and it's kind of angled so you can see it pretty well, hopefully. And then right here we have the puppy dog. I'm gonna get it without the shine there. So first thing I'm gonna do, I gotta position this so that I can actually draw them too. Yeah. So first thing I'm actually gonna do is, we talked about this before, we're gonna break this down into like shapes. So when I look at this guy, you start with like really large blobs basically, and then you can fine tune them so that they become more and more like the shape. But right here, like this guy, I'm just gonna kind of like get a rough idea of where I want him on the page, and so it's like his head is gonna be like here, so it's like this whole area might be head. Okay, and then if you look, his head stops there, and then from there to there, that's the end of my page. That's like his body. So if you're thinking about this as his head right here, I don't know if you can see. It's hard to juggle all of this. So if we're thinking about this as his head, and again, also by the way, I'm doing this just so you can see in dark marker. You want to work really, really light until you have everything that you want there, and then you can go over it dark. But okay, so it's like, here's his head, right? He's so cute. His nose. Remember how we talked about the portrait drawing? If you look at that wrinkle, it's pretty much halfway between halfway through his head, right? So if you mark that up, and then his little wrinkle snout is going to be like roughly like something like this. Maybe that's a little bit lower than that original circle, right? That's okay. And that wrinkle is where the top is, and next to it are the eyes, and so they kind of go on to, see how that's not like a full circle? It's like a C shape because it doesn't fully connect because the wrinkle's in the way, so we're kind of going to do that like almost C shape for his eye. Something over here, backwards C kind of. Now, we just drew this top wrinkle, that's what this is. So his second, like where the black part starts, that's what we're going to draw on next. So it starts a little bit lower, like maybe right there, right? And it just kind of goes, so you make a wrinkle. Like if you want to think about from here, this area right here is now a wrinkle. So I'm just going to color it in just to show you. I wouldn't color this right now, probably, but this is his cute little wrinkle. Right? Okay. Before we go into any of these details, and again, like I said, we're just kind of mapping everything out at this point. So I'm going to think about his ears now, and they're pretty much a triangle shape, right? Like, so it's a triangle. I wouldn't, normally when people draw dogs, they want to do ears like this or something, like that, or whatever, and it's close to that, but this is a triangle. Do you see that black, all of that black, without the lines and direction of where the fold is or anything like that, but that is literally a black triangle. So that's what I'm going to draw. just by making it a little bigger. Quite a bit bigger. Okay. And then same thing on the other side. It's just a triangle. It's like pointing this direction, kind of. See how it's like pointing? So. The sides are gonna be dark. So after you get like the kind of vague outline of where everything's gonna go, you're gonna start filling it in from the darkest points to the lightest points. Okay, so again, the ears are really dark black, so that's why I colored those in. I should really be doing it in black, I guess, right? Might as well. Don't do what I just did and use your teeth because I'm gonna have to sanitize everything. Okay, his eyes are obviously really dark black, so we're gonna do, you can see there's obviously some shine in them, so right now I'm just gonna outline it because it goes from dark to light, like inward. So, but that's definitely black now. The shine on this one is like, it's like an entire chunk of his eye, so like, I would just box out like this much and then color the rest in black. This one is a little bit smaller. You can see it's just kind of like a little dot, like right in the center. Kind of, roughly. And again, we're working super rough. We don't want to talk about details or anything like that. We get the rough shape. Like I could stop here and be like, oh my god, it's so cute. It looks just like my dog. You know, color in the nose and you're good. But yeah. But what I'm saying is like you get the idea of what I'm looking at right there. Right? Like it looks like a little pug. So we should definitely color in the nose though because it's confusing without doing that. I am going to draw in his little lips or whatever those are called thingies. So they're like, you know, just two little things, two little curvy lines, and then the nose is like. We can just do two dots. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. I'm just doing what I want to do. So, and that's basically what it looks like, and then it's all colored in. So I'm just going to use my marker really lightly, kind of like how I did with this. So I'm not going to color it all in super, super dark because I'm going to try and let these lines still be noticeable. So just real quick pass over the whole thing. So you really need to. And then I would go back and darken these up. Just a wee bit. And this part, you see how, again, like, if you squint your eyes, I want you to squint your eyes and, like, not even when you're squinting, but you can tell, like, this black up here and this one right here are the darkest points, right? So let's color that in, darken that part up at the top where I just said that was darker black. So cute. Okay, and now I am going to go back in and do some of the wrinkles because, again, dark spots, dark places in the picture. So this wrinkle, see how it's all dark right there? Just darken that whole thing. Now there's a wrinkle in the middle of his forehead, so it's like again, a backwards C shape and then a bigger backwards C shape that kind of like frames that one. So it's like backwards C shape, bigger backwards C shape like that, right? We're gonna do this little wrinkle over his eye, so it's another backwards C shape kind of. And this one kind of splits off. It's like a fork in the road type of situation. Sorry. See that? How it goes. It's like backwards C shape and then forward C shape, a little one. So it's backwards C shape, forward C shape, just a little one. And I'm going to darken up. See, that's the darkest part right there. So it looks like a very thick line. So I'm going to darken that part of the line up a little bit, thicken it up. And same thing here. See how that's darker right there? Darker right there. We can go ahead and do this side, this little wrinkle right here. So it's like a curvy line going upward, well, going downward, I guess, and then a little like that. And then again, just thickening those center areas up. And then I think he has like a little coming up right there, just like a little. That's the technical term for it. And I'm just gonna go back and wherever there's like, see how these lines meet? Like this curvy line meets this curvy line right here. So I'm gonna darken up around those areas of interception. This is definitely a more advanced class, and I understand that. So hopefully you're doing okay and following along. If not, please do not be discouraged. Like, do not be discouraged. Oh, he's so cute. I haven't even looked at it yet. See? Just that simple of a thing. Okay, now. Oh, he has more wrinkles in his forehead though. So, like, okay, this bigger backwards C shape that we did. Which one? So we did small C shape ish, and then one that like goes around it, it cuts it right. And then coming off, and that's this one, and then coming off of that one are U's. So it's like two U's. So it's like a U here, U here. That's what I would do. And a U, a third one actually at the top, the very top. And it almost comes downward. Almost makes like a little triangle type deal right there. And again, going back, thickening up those little spots where they are connecting. Okay. This is where the details start, and again, it's probably a lot to think about right now, but I am going to go there just in case anyone is interested. Okay, so going back to the ear. So I'm focusing on this area right here. Let me turn it a little bit so you can see. So I'm focusing right here on this area in particular. So we just did this wrinkle right here, wrinkly portion. Do you see, now look at the top of his head. It kind of like, it bumps along with it, so it's like bump, 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 and then into the ear. So this bump starts at which wrinkle? Let's see. Oh, I did it backwards. No, I guess not. It'd be the second one, but this one almost curves. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's a bump here from this wrinkle to this wrinkle. And it's a bump, right? So his head is bumpy. Without looking at it too much, oh my god, I just totally stained my phone. Without getting too close to it to manipulate, sorry guys, I know I just stained it. There we go, okay. If you just look at the top of his head, it's just bumpy, right? So you could literally just do a bunch of little bumps and it would look like a little pug. So, okay, aside from all of those difficult details, I'm gonna look down here now at like the rest of his body, the rest of his chest, right? So his chest is what is all of this, right? So if I follow this line all the way up, it's gonna connect to like the bottom-ish of his nose, like it almost like where his cheek goes to his nose. So that would be like right here, right? Like his cheek and nose connect right there. It's pretty close. So that's where I'm gonna do it for mine. So following this line, it kind of goes out, in, out, in. It's basically like a zigzaggy line. So I'm going to go out, in, okay, roughly. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Before we do that, though, I see another black, dark area that needs to be darkened up, and that's this side of his cheek. So I'm just doing that real quick. Okay, and then again, finding where the rest of his body should start. And I'm not looking at these wrinkles right now, I'm just looking at the outline, so it's going to be like a bumpy back, two big bumps, and they're going to start, just eyeballing it, right? We're not actually like, taking a ruler out, but I measure with my eyes from, where his skin meets his nose, all the way to his back, is kind of, a certain width. It's not bigger than this width is not bigger than this width, right? So we don't want to make it too big, but we do want to pull it out a little bit, right? Oh, wait, I messed up. Sorry. Pretend I didn't do that one, and that's why we don't use our colors at first. This is getting hard. It's tricky. I'm just gonna do, I keep forgetting that this is actually the side of his face as well. So this is this part right here. So this wrinkle bump part is coming off of this, right? So it's like bump, basically. So that's his dark cheek. It goes up there. Then there's like this little, where this bump is, the end of this bump, it goes all the way down, and that's his wrinkle. Pretty simple. Cool. And yeah, so then I'm just gonna color him in. Oh, and another thing, because of course you can't really see anything down here, but I'm assuming that his arm is gonna be like right there, so I'm just gonna put a little line to just suggest that. That was really a lot and complicated. Maybe we should try another one that's like an even simpler dog. I didn't want to do that really fast. Even, let's see. Is, let's do it from copying another an actual drawing too. So let's do. That one's too complicated, honestly. Hold on. Let's start with something as simple as, if I can get it to open. Come on. There we go. This guy. This little guy right here, right in the middle, okay? So again, I'm going to be following all of these lines and taking them kind of like step by step. Okay, so when I look at this, let's start with the top of his head, okay? And I'm just gonna start from like this corner here to go to this corner here. To me, what I see is it's like a curvy line going, it goes up, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to basically try and emulate right here. So it goes up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit, right? Okay, and then these parts right here, these up a little bit at the beginnings, were his ears, so I can just bring that, extend that line all the way down and around. Same with this one. I can't really tell as I'm doing this upside down if that's the actual correct shape, but. And then the bottom of his face, again, it connects right there. That's the point of like contact with that line. So I'm gonna pick that spot on my ear, right? It's about there. And then it's just gonna be a face, it's just gonna go down, in, down a little bit, up a little bit. So it's like down, in, a little bump, and then another little bump. Does that make sense? So see how that's all just lines? It's like connecting these lines, and whatever way that works for you. Like if you want to start with doing the entire ear first. I'm doing this. This is so weird. It's so hard to do upside down. Yeah, I guess it would be this way, and then this way, and this way. Just following those lines, you can totally do that too. Okay, but this is just the way I'm doing it. So whatever works for you, please take advantage of it. Okay, and then the ears. Again, you want to think about like where things are in relation to each other. So like these eyes, would they be all the way up here? No, because they're like in the middle of that ear, right? The ear is from here to here, and the middle is like right there. So it's right in the middle of those ears. So you can totally sketch that out if you want, just like a nice light line. And then they're kind of like a triangle shape almost, like rounded triangle, if you can see that. So I'm going to try and kind of do something like that. Oops. Keep it exactly what I said not to do. Whatever. And then there's dots in the middle. And then his nose is not too far down. It's almost in line with the bottom of his eyes. We don't want to make it like all the way down here. We're just going to make a little nose like right here. And there's a single line coming out of that. A small line right there. And then another, like, it's like a really wide W almost. So it's like Again, I'm doing this upside down, so take it with a grain of salt. And then it's gonna be like a U shape for his tongue with a little line right there. Yeah. And then from there, get creative with coloring. Also for pet portraits, and again, we're just working on like the sketching right now. But if you do take this and run with it at home, which is where I'm assuming you are, or wherever, and you want to finish this, like, don't forget about your background. I know I talk about this all the time, like, you cannot leave blank background. Sometimes you can, but for right now, you got to know the rules to break them. So, like, I want to see that you guys are taking the time to cover up the entire background. Like, for example, with whatever, it can just be one solid color, like, or you can do the pattern thing like we were doing the other day where you make different patterns in it if you wanted something really interesting. But there's nothing wrong with a good old classic solid color background. Just make sure that you don't choose something that's really dark, that's gonna like overpower the actual image that of the dog or whatever it is that you're creating, right? So the background is literally that. It should just be in the background. It should complement the subject, the actual main thing of what you're trying to show, but we don't want it to be completely detracting from it. So that's where a lot of people that's a big block, struggle point, I guess, for people that do art, is knowing where to stop. So there, again, I can't emphasize enough the importance, the significance, the beauty of just like a simple solid color background, because some people think that they, there's all this extra space outside of like the picture of the dog, like that white area needs to all be full with like crazy stuff, and it doesn't. Like, that just kind of creates way too much noise. Again, going back to that balance thing kind of that I was talking about last week. So again, I just did like a really simple, cute little background, and I could make it more interesting with like maybe some darker areas and lighter areas and like some splotches, gradients, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just a simple background. So keep that in mind. I hope that helped. This part was very, very challenging, and I understand that, but it is cool for you to at least watch. So if you're not, I don't expect you to follow along with all of that, but to watch and see what I did. I think a takeaway from this was these intersection points and darkening those up, because what it does is it creates depth, right? It looks like those are actually wrinkles. Like, it looks like they go down into that dark place, like that dark hole, basically, pit. But yeah, the other one is definitely more, is a better way to practice, I think, is just starting with a really, really basic image, like so if you like Google like line drawing of a dog or something like that, it's like this kind of thing will come up, and then you can just follow, like, again, there's a U shape here, a C shape here, a hump there. I don't know what else to call it, but if you think of it in terms of like those, especially with curvy lines, it's like an upwards facing C or a sideways facing C, like, something like that. So hopefully those are some good tips, and I will see you guys next week. Toodles.